Hey there, guys. Today we're going to be building a very simple to-do list app with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, if you've never combined all three of those languages together in one project and had them interact with each other, JavaScript manipulating the DOM and all of that fun stuff, then this is the perfect project for you. It's going to be a little difficult if you've never done something like this before, but I highly recommend that you take part in this project because starting with the bare bones, basic interactivity is a great place to start. So I recommend you build this project along with me, and then after that, try and rebuild it on your own, and then reference the video if you need. Let's hop into it. All right, so here I have open my Chrome browser on the left and my VS Code on the right. So let's go ahead and create some files. We're going to make an index.html. We're going to create a style sheet, so style.css. And then we'll create our script.js file. So we have our HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And now let's go ahead and create our very simple boilerplate here. So in VS Code, you can do this by just clicking an exclamation point, enter, and then you get all this fun stuff. So let's change our title to-do list. And then let's go ahead and go live. So I'm going to open this in my live server, and we see it pop up in my browser. And if I were to type hello world in the body tag, save it, we see that it is working. And that's great. So let's go ahead and attach our script with a source of script.js to link our JavaScript file. And then we're going to link our CSS by going link CSS, so relationship of style sheet, and then href of style.css. So that should combine all of our files together so that they can interact with one another. Okay, great. So far, so good. Now, let's go ahead and create like an h1 tag here, just kind of saying this is what our project is, and what is it? Well, it is a to-do list. So my to-do list. Save it, and we get a big old h1 tag popping up on the screen. Great. Now let's create our form, because we're going to have the user, us, input a to-do list item, and then we're going to have to submit that item with a button or something like that. So let's go ahead and create a form. And I won't even have an action because we're not dealing with any actual submissions. We're just kind of manipulating the DOM when we press certain things. So let's go ahead and put inside of our form a label, and we'll leave the for blank for now. We'll just call this new to-do, because this is where we're going to enter a new to-do list item. Well, it's the label for it. We're going to actually enter it in our input field, and we'll give that a type of text. So we see this input field pop up on the left here, and let's give this input an ID of new to do. Makes sense. And then a name of new to do as well. Great. And now in our label, we can say for new to do, just so that they match up there. And now we need a button. So let's go ahead and make a button saying submit. And we save, and we see we have all of our elements on the screen here. Now, we are going to need a place to input, or when we input a new to-do list item, we're going to need a place for them to show up on the screen, right? So let's make a list. We'll make an unordered list outside of our form. So unordered list, and we'll just kind of leave it blank for now, but just to see that it's working, let's create a list element and say, I'm a list element, or whatever. And then we see it pop up on the screen there. I'm a list element. Great. Okay, it's working. Let's get rid of that. And let's go ahead and give this unordered list an ID of list. Make it simple. So that when we go to our JavaScript and we're trying to grab that unordered list, we can just say list equals get element by ID list. It's going to be very simple. And we'll see that later. But for now, we have our very simple structure over here. Let's go ahead and style it. Very simple styling here. We're just going to kind of make it centered on the page so that it's not just in the top left here. And how do we want to do that? Well, if I want to move the h1 tag, the form, and the list all together, then I'm going to have them in a container of some sort, right? Because right now they're all individual elements within the body. But let's go ahead and wrap them in a div. So we'll give div, and then we'll kind of grab all of this, move it up here, so that inside of our div, let me move the h1 tag as well. Great. Inside of our div, we have my to-do list, our form, and then our unordered list. And let's give this div a class of list container. And this will allow us to grab that class, go to our CSS sheet, and say, okay, for our list container, we are going to move things around. So let's give it a display of flex. And that will allow us to say, okay, flex direction of column so that our items are not in a row by default. And then we will go ahead and say align items center. And that will bring everything to the center just like that. Now, I might want a little bit of spacing between the new to do here and the input field and the submit button. So let's just go ahead and give everything, I was going to say give everything inside of it, but let's just say, sorry, I'm caffeinated, so my words are speaking faster than my brain. Reverse that. Oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't be drinking more coffee. Anyway, we're going to say gap here of like 5 pixels. And that will just kind of give everything. Let's give it a bigger gap just to make it more apparent. And that just kind of separates the heading here from these elements here. I wanted some gap here, but I would have to grab all of them individually, and I don't feel like doing that. So we'll just call this good here. I'm still new at this myself, so I'm kind of, making things up as I go. That's what you got to do, right? All right, so we have this very simple styling. We have our list set up here. So now we actually have to do the complicated stuff in our JavaScript file. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. If you don't know the reference, what are you doing? Watch Star Wars, okay? Just watch it. Do yourself a favor, all right? So let's go over to our script.js file. And we are going to have to do some stuff when we click this submit button, right? Currently, it doesn't do anything. And let's say we're going to make a function called add to do. Yeah? So when we enter an item, we're going to add it to our list. Great. Now we're going to have to grab some information from our HTML document. And we look here, what do we have? We have our form, we have our input field, right? And that's where we're going to have to grab our information from, because that is where we're actually typing over here, right? And the ID is new to do. So we're going to go to our script file, and we're going to say to do is going to equal, let's say const, so we can actually define it. To do is going to be document get element by ID, new to do, and we're going to say value, so that the value of this input field, what we are actually typing, is going to be what is stored in the to do variable. Great. Now let's say we want some parameters here. So if, parameter might not be the right word, some conditions. If we're entering too few characters, like 1 or 2 characters, maybe we don't want that to be valid. Maybe we want a certain number of characters. So let's say if, let's say todo.length is less than 3, then we are going to alert the user new to do item must have at least 3 characters. Exclamation points, so we're yelling at them. And now let's test it out and see if it works. So if I type in like a couple characters here and submit, well, nothing's happening. So let's see what's going on. I never called the function. So we have our function, it's defined, but we're never calling it. So what we have to do is go to our button over here, and we're gonna have to say on click, we're going to call add to do. And now this should work. So if we type in a couple of letters here and submit, well, we get this alert saying new to do item must have at least 3 characters. So it's working. Phenomenal. Now, so we have this function, we have our to do constant defined. We have this little condition here just to kind of see, that it's working. And now we're going to have to actually add our new to-do item to our list, right? So what we're going to have to do is grab our list, create a new list element, and append that to the list so that it actually shows up in our browser. So let's define const list is going to equal document, get element by ID. We had it defined as list, right? If we go back, our unordered list has an ID of list, made it very simple. And that should be good there. So now we have our list defined inside of our JavaScript file. And now we're going to have to create a new list element. So let's say const li is going to equal document.create element. And we're going to create a list element. Great. So we've created our list element. Now we have to create text to actually put inside of that list element, because currently it's blank. So we're going to say const text is going to equal document. And now we're going to have to create a text node, right? So when we're manipulating the DOM, we have all of these nodes that we are kind of maneuvering around. Now we have to create this text node. So create text node, and we're going to make this our to-do, right? Because we grab our to-do here from our input field, defining it as to-do, and we're going to put that in our text variable when we're creating this text node. So we have that node. Now we have to actually add our text into our list element, and then add the list element to our actual list that is showing up in the browser. So let's go ahead and say li, that's our list element, append child, text. And then we'll say list.append child, li, right? So we're adding the text to our list element, and then we're adding the list element to our list. Not too bad. And then we should be good there. So let's go ahead and save this. And then we will go ahead. I added something there. Let's go ahead and say, okay, like if we have a couple of characters, we're going to get this alert. Now, what if we have, let's say, make bed. Should probably be doing that, right? And we submit. Okay, so something strange is happening. If I type my list, we see it very briefly pop up on the screen, but then it disappears. So what's going on? Well, it turns out that in our HTML, in our button here, and you saw me delete something that I had added off camera when I was testing stuff out, we see it just says button. On click, we're calling the function, and that's it. And by default, the button is actually going to submit the form. It's going to submit it to like a backend that we haven't set up, or I don't even know what that even entails. So what we need to do is change that default behavior by saying that the type of this button is going to just be a button. So it's not submit, which is the default, it's just button. And now when we add our item, let's say make bed, it's refreshing here, make bed, submit. Look at that, we have our list element. Great. Now, what's going on here? We would probably like this input field to clear when we submit the element, right? We don't want to have to go in and delete it every time we add a new element, right? So how do we do that? Well, let's go back to our script file. And inside of our function, we currently have to-do equals, the input value. And then we're kind of working with that to-do variable. Now, what we have to do is clear the input field. So we're going to actually say that we get rid of this dot value at the end here. And we're going to say this is our to-do element, right? It's our input element. And we're going to create a separate variable called to-do, right? That the rest of our code is using. And now this to-do is going to be to-do element dot value. So I just kind of moved the dot value from the first variable to the second. And now what's happening is I have this to-do variable that is the same as what it was before. We're just kind of grabbing it with an extra step of defining to-do element and then grabbing the value of it. And this is so that we can store to-do for the rest of our code, and we can separately manipulate the to-do element without affecting our to-do variable. So below the to-do variable, I'm going to clear the input field. So to do element dot value is going to equal an empty string. And now when we save and we add, let's say, make dinner and submit it. Okay, something strange is happening. Make dinner, submit. So the field is clearing, but nothing is getting added to our list. So why is that? Why would that be the case? Well, I see here that VS Code actually auto-completed something that I didn't intend, and this is the aria value max. So that's not what I wanted. I just wanted value. So let's go ahead and change that, and now we should be working here. So let's go ahead and refresh, and my list, submit, and we have it added to our list here. Great. Now I would like a way to clear these list elements from the screen, right? I don't want to just keep adding things while we get an alert if it's less than 3 characters. Oh, and then it still added it to the list. Okay, that's an interesting thing. So in testing this, I realized that if I have a list element that's less than 2 characters, it's still going to add it to the list, even though it alerts us. So if the to-do.length is less than 3, we're actually just going to want to return the function. And this will prevent us from adding anything to the list. So now if I refresh over here, I add a couple of characters and then submit. Ah, great. It's not adding it to the list. It's just giving us an alert and then it clears the field. Good, we solved that. And if I submit an empty element, same thing happens. We just get an alert and nothing gets added to the list there. Now what do we need to do? We need to create a way to clear these elements from the screen. So how do we do that? How do we do that on our to-do? Let's go ahead and add an attribute to our list elements that will allow us to clear them when they are clicked. And this is actually not too complicated. Before we add the list element to our list, we're going to add the attribute to the list element. So we're going to say li dot set attribute. And then we're going to have to say we are making this attribute on click. And what are we going to do when it is clicked? We are going to remove it. And we can do that by saying this.remove. If you haven't seen this, it's just saying that when we click this element, we are going to remove it from the DOM. Pretty simple, right? This referring to, this HTML element, right? This list element, and we're going to remove it. And then we are going to add that list element to the list with that attribute already attached to it. And now if we go ahead and enter, let's say, get groceries to my to-do list, submit it, and then we click it, and it clears from the screen. So we have this is a to-do item, and submit it. And then let's say my list. Let's say this is pretty sick. And then if I click, this is my to-do item, it disappears from the screen. Sick, my list. Great. All right. So a pretty simple project there, but if it was your first one, having all 3 languages and files interact with one another, I'm sure it was very helpful. Now, I would encourage you again to go out and try this on your own, right? If you followed along with me, that's great. And then I want you to take that and just try and build it, right? Reference the video if you need to, look things up on Google, ChatGPT, whatever you need, but try to actually, put your head down and put yourself in the environment and just create it on your own. And you'll realize what you really understand and what you may need a little bit more review on. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.